Hello everybody and welcome back to a new episode of my 1920s Lego City. Today we are going to partially work on the harbor. Yeah, I think we can call this a harbor update because since the beginning of my harbor I always had this ramp here leading into nowhere, and that always bothered me a little bit. And I've thought about it multiple times. I thought about having a second road because, well, we of course have the first road back there, the industrial road next to the not so abandoned donut factory. So we have one access point to the harbor, but I've always wanted to have another one here with this ramp that leads into nowhere right now, but I want to change that in the future. So in today's video I'm going to change this curve for a T intersection, and then we're going to have a railroad crossing here and a curve and another road there, and that will be the second street, the second point of access to the harbor. So I'm gonna start building and then I'm gonna get back to you. And that's what I've done so far. So as you can see, this, well, that escalated quite a bit. So let me start here. I've placed the T intersection here like I've promised. I have cut a road base plate into an 8 studs long section, not because I couldn't place the curve there straight away, that would be no problem, but the ramp would be a problem. So if I wouldn't have this 8 studs elongation, the rails of the harbor crane would be in the way of the ramp. So as you could see, by moving all of that 8 studs to the left, I now have this ramp here in place, and the road plate, the straight road plate, the curved road plate. So that looks quite alright. Obviously I'm going to cover this yellow base plate with some buildings. So if you have any ideas for buildings for this area, let me know in the comments down below. This is just a placeholder right there. I could imagine having a small factory maybe in this section and another guardhouse here. But yeah, if you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments down below. For this, I'm obviously going to build a railroad crossing. As you can see, we already have the start of a curve there, so it won't look too beautiful. It also won't look too terrible because we still have a huge portion of the straight track there, so that could look quite nice. And as you can see here, because I've actually changed this straight track for the curved track. So before that was the other way around, and before that we had no sidewalk here on this side of the road. That has now changed thanks to that, well, change in track assortment, so to say. So the sidewalk here is now a real sidewalk. I've added those black fences there to keep the pedestrians away from the tracks. I have supported this with some, well, this one's not attached yet, but with some cut green base plates here. I have worked on the railroad crossing here a little bit, especially the ones for the pedestrians. And because I moved everything a bit towards the edge of the table here, that also allowed me to move the bookshop and the detective's office mod a bit towards the edge here. So actually 5 studs. So, well, it gives more space for more buildings in the inner part of the city. We now do have this gap here of about 6 studs, so I might use a flex track and then use some wire to, well, get over this gap of no electric stream, but I have to see. But I think flex track is the way to go. I also could cut some straighter tracks and then, well, work on them with copper tape or something like that, but I think I'm gonna go with the flex track, but not sure yet, have to think about that. But that is the status quo. And talking about stability here, I mean, you can't really see it when I just push it with my finger down. So let's have a car, let's have my prisoner transport here. It is okay. I think you could see that it gives in a little bit, but not too bad, right? So of course it's a bit wobbly, it's not completely stable, but it holds a car, and that is enough for me. That is enough for me. So I'm quite satisfied with that. So yeah, I'm gonna work on the railroad crossing there in the future, work on buildings here. As I've said, I could imagine having a factory building there of some sorts, maybe a modification of this salmon factory from the Fire Brigade set. But let me know what you think about it. Let me know what ideas you have for this new space of the city in the comments down below. Till then, thank you very much for watching. Have a good day, have a great time, and I see you in the next video. Bye.